Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode where we're looking at The Farmer Was Replaced. This small indie game has finally released its version 1.0, where we can see here, version 1.0 is finally here and we get to have the opportunity to start from the beginning and hopefully finish it this time. I know, I've tried many times, and I think this is the save where we finally take it to the very end of this upgrade tree. It's pretty long, but it's a journey I'm willing to take and embark with all of you as we explore The Farmer Was Replaced. So this game is all about coding, and it starts off pretty simply, just with one function called harvest, where if I press the function, it harvests a bit of hay. Keep pressing it over and over and over again, and we have 5, which means we can finally upgrade loops. So now that I have loops, I can automate this process a tiny bit. While true, because Python obviously, while true harvest, and now it's gonna keep harvesting, basically doing what I was doing every time I stopped and start and hit the button. Now that we have that, we can upgrade speed. That does create quite a dilemma. If the speed is higher, it's actually harvesting too soon. So I need to have a comparison check here to see whether I can harvest. And if I can harvest, then I might as well harvest. Why not, you know? It's a bit slower this time, but still quicker than when we began. And we're still getting more and more hay, which I can then use to probably buy bushes or expand. Let's expand, why not? So what does expansion give you? Well, obviously a bigger field, but you need to kind of traverse that field now. So while true, I'm thinking we can just move north. Basically, for every time it harvests, it's now going to try and move a step up. Or if, let's just say it always does this. So even if it can't harvest, instead of waiting, it's going to just keep on moving forward and forward. So next upgrade is going to be bushes or hats. This is a very interesting dilemma, and I'm thinking, me personally, hats are more important? Yeah, hats are more important. Yeah, it seems about right. Okay, let's just change hats at the beginning. What we're going to actually change hats into hat dot, let's go with the straw hat, seeing as how we're picking up hay and getting grass. Look at it go. Oh, the straw hat's the original one? No, that kind of sucks. What's a different hat? Brown hat? Oh, look at it. It's a different hat. That was definitely worth delaying getting bushes. I can completely just state that as a definitive fact. It is imperative that you understand that. Now that we have bushes, we can now plant them and get wood from bushes, which you can then use to get even more upgrades. And I think that's the next step. So instead of just harvesting, we're going to harvest, then we're going to plant entities.bush. So those are the two main keywords you need to consider in this game, harvest and plant. Everything else you can kind of forget, kind of not. Let's just keep going. Okay, so we finally reached the milestone required for us to upgrade something. The difference is whether I'm upgrading speed or expanding. Well, let's see what our current dilemma is. Every time it's harvesting one of these bushes, it has to go over this field a couple times to find one that's harvestable. So currently, I think expansion would be a bit more important than speed. So let's do that. Expansion 2. Now we have 4 loops. That's pretty cool. Let us turn that off and do basically what the game says, right? Here in expansion 2, it said for I in range. Might as well do that. So for, let's call it X, in the range of get word size. And then I'm going to do basically the same thing, but in the Y direction now. So for Y in range, move it up. And if can harvest, harvest. Otherwise, if we want to increase the Y, we move north. And then if we want to increase the X, we move east. And I can kind of do something pretty interesting with my hat here. Or can I? Oh yeah, I could. If X maybe is divisible by 2, let's just say I want you to go into the brown hat. Else, might as well use, stop it, the purple hat. What's that? Traffic on. Oh, because I messed up. Operators aren't yet a thing. Well, that sucks. Okay, if, oh, I don't even have like equality, do I? So I can't even say if X is equal to Y. I'm slowly beginning to hate this game. But sure, let's get rid of that. And let's just keep going. But now, as you see, it can actually turn and move to the east now. And what this allows us to do is have rapid harvesting, let's call it. Now, instead of actually having to skip over certain ones, by the time it's reached a new tile, it's already harvestable. And it means that we can get the next speed upgrade much quicker. Look at the guy go. Apparently in this new update, we can actually have multiple drones working simultaneously. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I want to see it work, and I want to try and figure out new solutions that we can solve using about 3 billion drones. That seems about right. Yeah. And now we have carrot. The question is operators or carrot. Okay, we'll do carrots. And then I will actually get rid of this plant entities.bush just because it seems we need a bit of hay now. So I'll see you guys when I can actually get the operators. Yeah, we need to have new hats. Okay, so we finally have enough to upgrade operators, which means that if I come here, I can finish off what I wanted to start in the beginning, where every time the X position is even, we can change hat to the brown hat. So let's do that. This operation here, the modulus, X modulus 2, just means get the remainder of 2 into modulus. And if the remainder is 0, then obviously X has to be divisible by this number here. So let's see it happen. Please change that. Yay, change that. Oh yeah, and also I need to actually improve my farm or something like that. Apparently that's the whole point of the game. I have no clue. Watering, that could be fun. I have no idea what that does currently, but let's just stick to it, innit? And then also have printing, debugging. This all seems like late game stuff. I'll get printing purely because why not? Yeah, that's just about it. Why not? It doesn't seem to be too expensive, nor do I particularly care enough, so I might as well. Wow, would you look at that? Everything requires either lots of hay or a bunch of carrots. So I might as well actually get started printing carrots. What are the requirements, game? What are the requirements? Wherever carrots are, there we go. So apparently to plant carrots, we need to till the soil into grassland, into soil. So this is called grassland, what it is currently. So if I till, I get soil, then I can plant entities.carrot. Let's try that. And then while I'm at it, I already have this X modulus 2 thing. I might as well have it be a bit of alternating. So X minus 2, this would just create a grid pattern. Because if you notice about a grid, here, let's say I wanted it here. I wanted another one here, I wanted another one here, and I wanted another one here. Once you notice that the difference between the X subtracted by the 2 is either going to be 0 or 2, or, you know, minus 2, I guess, but I'll just absolute it to get that out. If I had functions. I don't have functions, do I? I really don't have functions. How do I get functions? I need 40 carrots. Okay, this we're not going to be able to do, so let's just not do it then. Unless technically it would be 0. Yeah, it would be 0. I don't even need absolute. Even if I just did this, it should technically work. I'm a bit, I don't know, not convinced in myself here, but let's try it. Please stop that. Thanks, game. And then we want to harvest this and plant new stuff. Let's say if it is even, we can do harvest, sure. Oh, I'm realizing something that's going to be kind of horrific. Okay, I'll come up with something. I always come up with something. Let's just check. The basic logic is here. Yeah, plant entities are grass, so basically kind of do nothing, but it's good to use as a placeholder. Oh, this looks so bad. Because it doesn't even know where the beginning is. It's just kind of firing. So it doesn't even look like a pattern. So what I can do to kind of rectify that is use the clear function. Because that will put the drone into a predictable place, a predictable area, which I can then use. And you can see the grid is coming out perfectly. Now I may be thinking, why do I care so much about the grids again? Well, or the checkerboard pattern, because of a feature upgrade that's coming called trees. What trees do is, I'll describe them when you actually get to trees. What's the point? Should I spend the money on debug? Sure, why not? Why not? It also gives us breakpoints, which is super important if I actually use them, which I do not. Look at the guy go, switching his hat and all that. Oh my goodness, I'm switching his hat. I'm switching his hat after I've already done the planting. That's kind of exact negative, the exact opposite of what I actually want him to do. And let's actually get carrots now. I've been loving the grass and bush grind, but we need to actually move on. So now, I need to also consider how I'm going to factor in the fact that the carrots need to be tilled. And what I'll tell you is that using this clear function, I already know what's going to be coming up. I already know where the person's going to start, where my drone is going to start, and what the tiles are going to be looking like. And using that, I can actually till every single tile. Now you may be thinking, hey, why do you want to till every single possible tile? Well, the answer to that is the fact that anything can be grown on tilled soil. Grass can grow on tilled soil if you plant it. Bushes can be grown on tilled soil if you plant it. It doesn't actually matter. So, if it doesn't matter whether the stuff that requires grass is on grass, but it does matter whether the stuff that requires tilled soil is on tilled soil, then you might as well make everything tilled soil to help just ease the process. Let's see it in action. So we're going to, oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. It's still gonna work, I think. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's just wild shoe. Okay. So obviously that wild shoe was creating a bit of a conundrum to say the least. So let's just move that all back like that. Get rid of the wild shoe so that's not going to be constantly trying to retill it. And then let's say I have enough bushes. Let's do carrots. Now you see till all of the different tiles. Till the tiles. Wow, I'm just so inventive. And then it's going to do effectively nothing. Why are we doing nothing? Oh. If can harvest or can I? Okay, this is fun, isn't it? Let's just get rid of that can harvest. Or during the tilling process, I also plant entities dot carrot. That seems like a creative way of doing this, but let's see how it works. Look at my guy go. And then boom, you can create his checkerboard pattern. And as I told you, grass doesn't actually need to be on grassland. So he's going and he's gone. Let's see what's next up. I'm thinking speed could be a really important upgrade, or variables, because the variables, what is programming without variables? But the speed or the expansion. Every time I expand, I also need to kind of restart because I haven't set up process basically. Oh, look at him go. What happened? Oh, he ran out of bushes. Oh, okay, let's get more wood and all that and see if there's anything I could get. I probably should have waited and gotten the speed upgrade instead of expansion, but we all make mistakes at the end of the day. Why is there an error? Don't have the required end. I'm not planting carrots. Oh, I am planting carrots. Okay, third time the try. What? Third time works? Let's go with that. And we should finally be able to see this checkerboard pattern in full action with 4x4 grids, okay? I specifically coded everything to use built-in functions that I don't have to change. I don't have to change them at all. And I'm thinking as a next upgrade, I could be aiming for... I'm contemplating the grass one. Or I come back to you guys when we get variables and potentially functions, because that's when variables kind of get interesting. Just unlocking variables is nice, but ain't exactly useful. So yeah, I'll come back to you guys once we get variables and functions. Okay, welcome back everyone. As you can see, I've been leaving this running for a while now. We have 180 hay, 80 wood, and 172 carrots, which is more than enough for variables, functions, and probably a bit of extras like sensors, show, trees. Yeah, let's unlock trees. Can I unlock anything else? Not really. Okay. As I mentioned before, trees have to basically be put in a checkerboard pattern to grow the fastest. If the trees are next to each other, they'll actually take longer to grow. Like how if I were to have a tree on every tile, it would take 16 times longer to grow. That's an insane amount of longer to grow. However, one nice thing is that we have functions now. However, I don't have importing, which seems like a pretty vital part of this whole function experiment, but we'll make do, I know we can. So let's just expand this. I need to expand my canvas to truly express just what we're about to do here. So I'm thinking we focus on actually getting trees done, which is kind of as simple as coming here, changing this to tree, changing this back to carrot, and you watching everything just turn out perfectly fine. Because I already planned for this probability. You know I did. I always plan ahead. Mainly because again, I've played this game like a couple of times before this new version of the game, which is always nice. I actually know what I'm doing this time, not the last times where I really struggled to, what's the word, get going, to actually code, It's kind of my entire thing. It's like my entire personality, and I'm failing at it terribly. But as you can see, trees actually get us 5 wood per tree chopped down instead of the measly 1 or 2 that bushes would. So this is a real upgrade in our tree harvesting capacity, and will hopefully allow us. What's there? Oh yeah, that's bad. Okay, so we need to just reset everything, start from ground zero, and it's all broken. Okay, let's stop, it's fine, it's really okay. Let's go back to planting grass while I get a backlog of trees and grass all nicely planted throughout my entire field. I know stuff went wrong. Oh, this entire setup process relies on, okay. Shut it. Put bushes, I don't actually care enough. Look at our field. Before it was just a small 1 by 1 square. Now it's 6 by 6. Wow. So I'll see you guys when, actually not really win anything. Let's see the grid fully populate. I think that's interesting, right? That's interesting content objectively. I mean, it's kind of the whole point of this game. It's like watching someone play Power Wash Simulator and then like not being into the boring, mundane part of Power Wash Simulator. This is the game. This is objectively what the game is. You code a bit, you watch a bit, and then everything comes together a tiny bit. Not in full, obviously. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to create this different module. Not because I need a different module, just because I want to work on some utility functions that'll probably end up helping us. So I'm thinking number one priority here. If I want my person to go to 0, 0 without me having to clear and reset, I should be able to do that. And I don't think anyone can exactly disagree with me there. So let's have a new function I'm going to call automove. And my idea behind this is it automatically moves to an X position and a Y position, which I will provide, as I always do. And to actually populate this, I'm going to use something that I got in Census. So let's open up Census. And Census has this cool helper functions called getPositionX and getPositionY. And these will just return the position of our little drone, starting from here as our 0, 0 and here as our 5, 5. So you can exactly know which grid you want to go to. And it also is shown at the top right when you hover over any different tile. So let's auto move in it. My basic idea is to get the current position. So let me assign these to variables because I'll probably be using them a lot. Current X and current Y, which are going to be equal to get position X and get the function, please, and get position Y. Then let's also get the difference between these current positions and my X and Y positions are being passed in. So my difference of X and my difference of the Y variety, obviously, is equal to X minus current X and Y minus current Y. Literally just trying to get the difference. And then I need to think a bit outside of the box. If the difference is positive, I want you to think about that, right? If here is 0, 0, and if the difference on the X direction is positive, it means I have to be moving east. So let's put that down. If difference of X is positive, then I want to be moving east, but I need to know how much I'm moving east. And I'll be moving east by exactly what is being represented by that difference. So for I in range, if these work, sometimes I wish I could just go back to helix and all that. The difference of Y, or X, then I want to move east for each of these times. Then we can go on to the opposite scenario, where if the difference of Y of X is smaller than 0, because you don't want it when it's actually 0, it wouldn't actually hurt, so let's just do it. Then I want to go for I in range of this. This is going to be a negative, and I know that, so I can actually just put negative there. Then, if I copy this, we can do the same process. Oh, nice game. Thank you for not respecting my wishes to just copy. Let me hit Ctrl+C a couple of times. If the difference of Y is greater than 0, I'm doing the same thing, except again, we come back to the board, 0, 0 here. If it's positive, it means it has to be up. So we have to move north. Anyways, opposite direction, we're going south. And obviously opposite direction, we're going west. I need to also remember that. So now we should have a function that I can tell my drone to go wherever I want, and my drone will actually go there, which is nice. And then I probably also need to try and figure out how or when I need to till. So let's do that. Let's say I create a list. I don't have like a contains in this language, do I? That's always fun, isn't it? Okay, we need needs tilling, which is basically just going to tell us whether the entity I'm passing in, let's say, needs tilling. And I'm just going to return a boolean. I would normally type this, however, no, it screams at me. Okay, it screams at me, and I don't like being screamed at. Okay, just leave me alone. I'm fine, I swear. Carrots. Yes, fill it in. And then my last thing I wanted to focus on is upgrading. Actually, let's upgrade a bit of. We can get fertilizer, which would be cool, I guess, not life-changing. Let's increase grass, let's increase carrots, let's increase fertilizer. Why not? I don't actually care anymore. Yes, I get you. And watering and grass. Can I do grass again? That was more interesting. Oh, I should have done import. That's kind of stupid. Okay, let's get the 80 carrots that are required, and let's see how quickly. And then let's get rid of this typing. Even though I want to type it, I can't type it, and I must accept that reality. So this needs tilling function is going to be a little bit verbose. It sucks. But currently this language doesn't really have a built-in contains function that I can use on arrays. So I'm kind of just going to have to be saying, hey, if the entity is an entity that doesn't need tilling, then don't till. Okay, please. Entities. Entity is equal to entities dot tree or entity is equal to entities dot grass doesn't also need tilling. Nice. Then I can just say return false. Else we can return true. Cool. So we now have a function that tells us whether the entity we're trying to plant or trying to use needs tilling or not. And we can use the idea a bit further by, let's say, having a function called, thank you, I have imports. Let's actually name this. I'm going to name it utilities? Utils? Utils works? Utils does work. Main and utils. Great. Next one, we have auto move, we have needs tilling. Let's get auto plant. Why don't we? Okay. So if I want to automatically plant an entity at the position of my drone, I can now do that if I set this up correctly. So if we can harvest, or some situations, the entity that's underneath us will be none, like what was shown before when I've had tilled the entire board, the entire field, but wouldn't plant because can harvest would return true because you can't harvest nothing. Okay, we can't harvest nothing. So if get entity type is equal to none, or if get entity type is equal to grass, and that's because grass just grows really slow, like incredibly slow. It's insane. So grass might as well just be considered now none, whatever you want to call it. Then we're gonna just harvest, and if you harvest nothing, it doesn't actually return an error in this game. So I might as well just call it every time and not have special exceptions depending on the situation. Then I'm gonna have needs tilling of the entity, and if it does need tilling, then I need to actually check if the grass below me is soil or grassland. So if get ground type is equal to grounds.soil. Oh wait, no, I want the opposite. Does not equal grounds.soil, let's say. Then I want you to till. Else, I want you to, what's the opposite of this? No else. The whole point of this is to plant, yes. Plant the entity. This is kind of like the whole point of this function, huh? It shouldn't even be in there. Else, if it doesn't need tilling, and if the ground type does not equal grounds.grassland, then we're going to till, and then we're going to plant the entity. And I'm wondering, is there anywhere here where I can have a bit of a special function to me, you know? What's it called? Please help. Pet the piggy. Let's do pet the piggy. I mean, I know it's stupid, but like, you might as well have a little fun in your life, you get me? Oh my goodness, it didn't even, okay. Pet the piggy, please. And I got rid of clear. That's a bit worrying. Yay, pet the piggy. And now we can actually think a bit of outside the box and try and optimize for our different situation. Oh, I have a bunch of water and a bunch of fertilizer, and I'm not exactly using it for anything. Increase species and get more for trees. Why don't ya? You know? I might as well optimize, I guess, for fast growing. Okay, yes. Okay, Let's get a new helper function called fast grow. And what's the whole point of fast grow, you may be thinking? The whole point is to basically grow stuff very quickly. So if get ground type, okay. How do I want this to work? Okay, wait, what's this function again code? Okay, sorry. If gets water? Nope, don't do that. Is there something I can use to see? Does get item not exist? Cool. Why not yet able to get the item? Well, it should be. Or is it a different function? Yeah, that might be something. If we get the number of items dot water, and if we say, not water, I want to reverse this. I want to give priority to fertilizer, obviously. I want to use all our fertilizers, then if we've used all of our fertilizers, then we can do something else. And I also want to see here, if we cannot harvest, because we don't want just to be using fertilizers and water where we don't need to. So let's make sure that we can't harvest. Then if the number of fertilizers is a lot, then we can use item and items.fertilizer. This is saying if the number of fertilizer is greater than 0, then use items.fertilizer. Else, and specifically if the number of items.water is greater than 0, then you can use items.water. If we can't harvest, number of items. Don't number of items me, use items, please. Use items of fertilizer, and that makes 0 sense. What was I even trying to do? Okay, use items of fertilizer, and now we have this basic fast grow method. Oh, this isn't any other language known to man. Okay, now that we have these errors, we might as well actually set up a bit of a pipeline here and just pause development while we think about different ways that we can plant stuff. Okay, plant. Sorry, that's a bad idea. What should I call these? Plant plans is insane. I love it. Plant plans. Yes. So we're going to create a new function that's going to be for all of the situations where I just need to kind of fill a field with stuff. So here I'm going to have fill field. Yeah, and that's kind of the point. We're going to fill field with an entity, and it's going to be kind of based off of this in a way, except we're going to do it a bit smarter than that. For X and Y in both directions, and should I auto move to the beginning? I mean, I could, it won't be necessary. I'm just gonna fill the field and you're gonna go back to your exact starting position. I think that's the way to go. Move north, yeah, we're going to need to move north, and let's auto plant the entity. Yeah, it seems about right. Move north, and here we're going to move in east. That's basically everything we need for full field. It's a very simple and simplistic function. Unless I take it to the next level and include a change of hats, because we need a change of hats. Would this even be a video with me in it if we didn't have... Oh, let's change the hats and it's a grid. That's such a good idea, me. I'm such a genius. Can you change the hats? Okay, it's not autofilling. Thank you very much. Hat.traffic cone. Why not? Whenever that is. Else change hats. That's fun. That's so fun. Change hats to hat dot. What are we thinking now? Let's do gray. We haven't done gray yet. So now it's going to alternate between hats, which is kind of cool. So we can fill the field, and we need to also consider what are the possibilities. We need to also consider that we need to plant trees, right? And with trees, we're going to need another entity because we're going to be alternating, right? So plant trees, other, which I can't type. I know I can't type, and I'm mad about it. Should I even be doing this? Should I even be doing any of this? This video is about 30 minutes long so far. I should probably chill. Yeah, y'all can wait. Y'all can wait until the end. Let's just do trees and grass and make this bush for like here. And you're all gonna end with a nice time lapse of whatever this is, because I'm using all of the good stuff which is meant to be used in next episode now. That's just not how a sustainable channel is run, guys. It's not how a sustainable channel is run at all. So let's time-lapse this. I'm gonna time-lapse this for approximately 20 minutes on the dot, starting now. Okay, welcome back everyone. I hope you enjoyed the time lapse, which is really just an excuse for me to take a massive break. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one where we explore potentially getting pumpkins, maybe sunflowers. I'm probably not going to go into mazes, and lists are probably going to be a bit of a necessity. But yeah, sunflowers and pumpkins are all going to be focusing on in the next episode. Then in the final, it's probably not going to, let's be so real, it's not going to be the final episode. We're going to be covering polyculture and cacti, or mazes probably. Who knows? Who knows, gang? Who knows? And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.